season two opens with a time jump. Where do we find your characters after this gap, and how has the passage of time sort of changed them? And we can start with you, Derek.
Yeah, we find at the top of the second season after the time jump, we find Jordan locked up in Elmira, being brought back to somewhere that they have no idea. And there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of angst. Is that the right word? No,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, angst, just angst. Yeah, there's a lot of fear, a lot of
Exactly.
angst, anxiety, I would say.
Resentment. Yeah.
Resentment for sure, because they're locked up for like 10 months,
Yeah.
and just like
Prison swole too.
yeah, and
Amazing.
Jordan was doing some push-ups and some squats in that and some
He
pull-ups.
took the prison life
I did. Well,
seriously.
10 months is enough
Method
time. The
showed
hair
up.
grew longer too as well. But yeah, I think there's a lot of, in the first season, Jordan's whole reality is kind of just shattered. So there's like 10 months of just sitting with themselves, by themselves, kind of, stewing in that and having to just replay that over and over again with no answers. So yeah, Jordan's in a bit of a crisis in the
Yeah.
beginning. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And then for as far as Marie goes,
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
She
Where
kind
did
of
Marie go?
Where's Marie?
she goes.
Oh, yeah,
She left. She did.
left too.
She left Elmira, mother. Yeah. So I think for Marie, it's like just lone wolf behavior and just kind of full survival mode is where you catch her at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then for you, Jazz, this season brings in Erin Dowdery from The Boys. So what was it like to work alongside her and fold her energy into that world?
Starlight?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
sorry.
amazing. It's okay, it's
Yeah.
okay. Um, Yeah, she's just wonderful. I loved working with her. I loved our scenes. I thought they were written really well and really meaty. And I love that she is such an integral part of our plot. And I
Mhm.
think, the stories interweave with each other so much this season. And yeah, so I love getting to see how excited everybody is about Starlight being on our show. I think it's really sweet.
Yeah, and speaking of stories interweaving, if you will, my next question is for you, Derek in London, because you share one character, Jordan, but you both bring different layers depending on who's in control. So, how did season two deepen your collaboration, and what new challenges did you face together? And we can start with you, London.
Yeah, I think season two has a lot of uh darker storylines
Hmm.
that are specific. I felt some of them were specific for experiences that maybe one of us hasn't had before and the other has. And so being able to share how I would perceive something and how Derek would perceive something for these like big subjects was really fun to work
Hmm.
on and definitely more challenging than last year.
For sure.
Um, but we did the same thing we did the first season. We just have a little more experience with it now.
For sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
The time jump shakes up the university. Where do we meet your characters at the start of season two, and what has shifted the most for them in this gap?
I think with Emma, you meet her with a girl with a lot of grief and a lot of anger.
Mhm.
And it's very different than the wide-eyed, innocent golden retriever I fell in love with season one. And so throughout the journey, she's protected her heart a lot more. And I think over the course of the season, she's trying to integrate this new strength of what it means to be a hero and the maturity of that, but also keeping knowing that her softness and her innocence is also her strength. So yeah.
And how about for you, Maddie?
We meet Kate at school. She is experiencing a lot of angst and tension between her and her friends, or I don't even know if she can call them friends anymore. Very different opinions about what went down in the last season and how things should be done and that's a real point of stress there. Yeah, she's definitely still thinking that, the way she's going about things is the right way. And then there's a little bit of a transformation that goes on throughout the season. And yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and Asa, I actually want to start my next question with you because I got my time cue. But Chance's death is still very present as we are in Gen V. How did you balance honoring him as a friend while also serving the story in this season?
Wow. I think on one hand, those are very separate things. And what the show does so brilliantly is they really are able to center this whole thing on Chance and his existence and his spirit. And I think if you know Chance and if you knew Chance, there's a lot of reverence and similarity between what we are able to say about Andre and I think what Chance really found important and valuable as a human being. At the same time, it's impossible to capture his essence fully in something, and having known him, um, uh, I can tell you that for me, it's really important to carry his essence with me in my life, and some of the lessons that he taught me. And those two things definitely feel related, but they also can feel quite separate.
This is your first season stepping into the boys' universe. What did it mean to join such a huge franchise, and how would you tease your character without giving too much away?
Yeah, I was a huge fan of the first season of Gen V and the cast and the writing and the universe and how current the show feels. And I played the new dean on campus, and you know, things always go well for the new dean on campus.
Mhm. They really do. They really do. Everyone's always excited for
Mhm.
the newness of it all, if you will. Um, for you, Sean, this show made the difficult choice to write Chance's real life passing into the story. How did that affect the way you approached your performance? And did it give you a space to process grief in a new way?
I think so. I think so. I think that what it did, not just for me, but I think for everybody in the cast, is that it really kind of made everybody kind of like lock in and uh, and carry Chance with us, in everything that we were doing. Because I think that we all understood that he's a vital part of the DNA of Gen V. Season one to however many seasons we have, he is part of the DNA of the show, and so we had to find a way to make sure that that was crystal clear in the way that the writers wrote about the character and the way we spoke about the character as actors. I think that was very important to me in particular, and I wanted to make sure that Chance would never be forgotten in terms of the world of this show. And I think that the writers give us a great opportunity to do that.
Absolutely. And then lastly, for the both of you, and we can start with you, Hamish, if you had to give your characters a mission statement for the second season of Gen V, what would it be?
Do what's best for the superhuman race.
Mm,
I would say Polarity's mission statement would be stick it to the man.
mm.